I'm in my early 40s and I have made every mistake you are about to make. I've also cracked the code on 5 things that separate people who thrive in their 30s from those who barely survive. Here is the brutal truth: 97% of people in their 20s will waste this decade. They'll focus on the wrong things, ignore the right opportunities, and wake up at 30 wondering where this time went. But if you watch this entire video, and I mean the entire video, you won't be one of them. Here's the first thing I wish I understood. Networking isn't about collecting business cards or adding connections on LinkedIn. It's about becoming someone worth knowing. I spent my early 20s thinking networking meant going to events and trying to meet important people who could help my career. I was focused on what I could get from others. This approach failed miserably. And looking back, I cringe at how desperate I must have seemed. The shift happened when I started asking a different question. How can I become valuable to others? Instead of trying to extract value, I started creating it. I began sharing knowledge freely. When I learned something new in my field, I would write about it, make videos, or help colleagues who were struggling with the same problems. I started introducing people to each other when I thought they could benefit from knowing one another. Here is what happened. People started coming to me. Opportunities started flowing naturally, and the relationships that I built weren't transactional. We just genuinely care about each other's success and well-being. The lesson is, stop networking for what people can do for you and start networking for what you can do for others. Become a connector, a helper, a resource, and the opportunities will flow naturally. Action steps for your 20s. Solve a problem without expecting anything in return. Do this consistently and you will build a network that actually matters. I failed at 3 businesses before I turned 30. Those failures were the most valuable education I could ever have received. They taught me the things no business school will ever could. My first business failed because I fell in love with my idea without validating if anyone actually wanted it. The lesson I learned was, fall in love with the problem, not your solution. My second business failed because I tried to do everything myself and got burnt out during the process. The lesson I learned was, success requires building systems and delegating. My third business idea failed because I partnered with someone whose values didn't align with mine. The ethics and the core was very different. The lesson I learned was, the alignment of values and ethics with someone you're working with is the most important thing. Each of these lessons saved me from making much bigger, more expensive mistakes later. Your 20s are the perfect time to fail because the stakes are lower. You probably don't have a mortgage, kids depending on you, or a lifestyle you have become accustomed to maintaining. You can take risks now that become much harder to take later. But here is the key. You have to treat failures as data, not as evidence that you are not good enough. The lesson: every failure contains valuable information. The goal isn't to avoid failure. It's to fail fast, fail cheap, and extract every lesson you can from the experience. Here are some action steps for your 20s. Take calculated risks. Start that side hustle or the project. Apply for that stretch job. Go out and do that networking and create value for others. What's the worst thing that can happen? You will fail, but at the end, you will learn something really valuable about yourself and the world. When I was 28, I had 2 job offers. One paid 130K a year, doing work similar to what I was already doing, and the other paid much less, but would teach me something new in a growing industry. And what I did, I took a lower paying job, and people and everyone around me thought that I was crazy. Even my own family criticized me of not taking the high paying job but choosing a job which was paying much less. But I knew that the skills I would learn in this new job will actually set me up for long term. And that decision was worth millions to me over the long term. The skills I learned in that lower paying job became the foundation of my entire career. Here's what most people get wrong about their 20s. They optimize for immediate income instead of long-term skill development. They take the job that pays the most right now instead of the job that will make them most valuable in the future. Focus on skills that are increasingly valuable in the marketplace, can be applied across multiple industries, give you leverage, skills that multiply your impact, and are difficult to outsource or automate. For me, those skills were product management and data analysis. These skills have been valuable in every role I've had since. The lesson learned is to optimize for learning in your 20s, not just earning. The income will follow the skills and the skills won't follow the income. Here are some actionable steps for your 20s. Every year, commit to developing one new skill that makes you more valuable. At 25, I thought I was invincible. I could work 80-hour weeks, survive on pizza and energy drinks, and pull all-nighters regularly, and bounce back like nothing happened. I was wrong. The bill always comes to you. And it came due for me at 32 when I ended up in the emergency room with stress-induced chest pains. That was my wake-up call. Here is what I wish I had understood. Health isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about having the energy and mental clarity to pursue your goals with intensity. When you are healthy, everything is easier. When you are unhealthy, everything is harder. Even simple tasks becomes draining and your decision making suffers. Your relationships suffer. Your work suffers. The lesson is your health is your most important asset. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. The average person spends 2.5 hours on social media every day. That's 912 hours per year, and that's 23 full work weeks. Let me put this in perspective. You could learn a new language, master a musical instrument, or build a side business with that time. I started tracking my time obsessively at 28. What I discovered horrified me. I was spending hours on activities that added no value to my life. Mindlessly scrolling, watching TV shows I didn't even enjoy. Meanwhile, I was too busy to read books, learn new skills, exercise, or spend quality time with people I cared about. The shift happened when I started treating my time like money. I began budgeting my time the same way I budgeted my finances. I allocated specific time blocks for specific purposes: learning and skill, development, deep work on important projects, physical health and exercise, relationships and social connection, rest and recovery. Just like with money, I started saying no to expenses that didn't align with my priorities. The lesson: time is your most valuable currency because it's the only one you can't earn more of. Spend it as carefully as you spend your money. So from now, track your time for 1 week. Write down what you are doing every 30 minutes. You'll be shocked by what you will discover. And then start budgeting your time. Allocate specific hours to specific priorities and protect those allocations fiercely. And you know what's the most funniest part? When this video ends, 97% of people will close this tab and go back to scrolling. But 3% of you, the ones who are serious about not wasting your 20s, will do something different. So here is my challenge. Before you close this video, comment below with these exact words. I commit to the action you want to take starting today. Be specific. Don't just say I'll work on networking. Say I will introduce 2 people who should know each other this week. Or I'll dedicate 30 minutes every morning to learn specific skills. Why does this matter? Because the act of public commitment increases your follow-through rate by 300%. That's the difference between thinking about change and actually changing it. And if you're a part of that 3% who actually commits, here is what I want you to do next. Hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Share this video with one person in their 20s who needs to hear this. Not because I need the views, but because you could literally change life trajectory with a single share. So on this note, signing off, this is Rajan Sharma, co-founder and director of Cashflow Real Estate and COO of Investor Partner Group. If you want to reach out to me, do send me an email on rajan@cashflowrealestate.com.au. See you in the next video if you're serious about leveling up your life.